All right, no time to explain, gang. King Zeph here. Uh, Sorry for the late upload. This is kind of random, but I kind of just wanted to go over a couple things and get a couple things off my chest in terms of what's been going on in the TCG world, especially when it comes to the when it comes to Disney's Lorcana. Previous video I did I think we did two videos with unboxing, basically unboxing the entire product stack, for the exception of the starter decks. The starter decks are pretty much one dimensional. Everybody knows what you're going to get out of them outside of the packs, but I figured it wasn't really worthy of cracking that open. And plus, I only was able to get one because at the Let's Play event in my local store, I can only get one, and then the other one sold out, so it was kind of tricky to get them. But I digress. I've been seeing a lot of things, and from a person that's been playing a couple TCGs in his lifetime, that's still actively playing Yu-Gi-Oh and slightly in the Magic community still, not really playing the card game like I used to years ago. Just to give you guys a little foresight, especially with the September 1st big launch becoming available, since Lorcana will be available at pretty much all the big box stores: Target, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop. I think Amazon might have it up. That's still kind of up in the air with a couple other things. Going over a couple controversies and a couple of things that have been going on in the community that I think needs to be brought up and addressed, for the life of the game as well. It's the sanity of a lot of other people because, with this being Ravenberger's first trading card game, and especially with it having Disney's tag on it, it's been kind of all over the place. They didn't foresee that the game would be as popular as it was or draw enough attention. So, of course, inventory has been all over the place. And as you well know, if anything, for anything that has a very high demand and a lot of interest and inventory issues, is going to come in the realm of scalping and price gouging, which is really what's plaguing the game as of right now. That stuff is probably going to start settling down in the next couple weeks, maybe month or so, or may not even really settle down until November when the second set comes out. But I just wanted to look at a couple things, go over a couple products, and just kind of explain some things. So, one of the biggest controversies has been recently, and I've um, experienced this personally, outside of my local store, because for me, I have two neighboring stores. Well, not two neighboring, but I have two local stores in my area within pretty much a 30-minute drive for me to be able to purchase Lorcana product at launch 2 weeks ago. And of course, I was able to get a pre-order in at my regular store that I go to, and then my other store that was gave me the option. They were taking pre-orders, but of course, they were doing with a lot of other LGSs and FLGSs were doing, and that was severely marking up the prices, to an absurd cost, especially for those that are either new to TCGs or anything else in between, and kind of go over market pricing and everything. But essentially, to increase their profit margins and to quote unquote prevent scalping, which never really does prevent scalping at the end of the day. A lot of stores opted to charge a lot of money, for the sets. And actually, I believe an article came out. Let me see if I can pull that article up really quickly. All right, we're back, and I actually was able to pull up the article that I was referencing to that actually came out about a week ago. So this is it was posted 6 days ago. It was from the gamer and everything. And I'm just gonna kind of go over it slightly. I'll keep the link of the bio. I'll put the link of the article in the bio so you guys can check it out yourselves as well. But essentially, it basically reads: local game stores have been offered a unique opportunity for Disney Locana, the new trading card game from Ravensburger that launched this past weekend. For the first 6 sets, new expansions of the games released quarterly. Local stores can sell product exclusively for 2 weeks before big box retailers like Walmart and Best Buy. Ryan Miller, brand manager and co-designer Lorcana, says, "We want the hobby stores to know we see them as our partners, and we want new CCG players, many of whom may have never been in a store like that before, to come in and discover how awesome it is." As well intended as that plan may be, the consequence of giving local stores exclusive access to the product means that the small group of people have, at least for a short term period of time, complete control over the product. Unsurprisingly, many stores are seizing the opportunity to charge double or even triple the MSRP for Lorcana product. So, ultimately speaking, here, what's going on is because places have the access to sell the game early amongst everybody else, they've been taking that time to charge more than anything else. And really, this whole thing kind of more or less stemmed from Gamescom, more or less, because Gamescom was the very first event outside of D23, which had the six highest valued promos. So if you were able to buy one of that promo set and have it graded, that's worth like thousands of dollars right now because it's literally the first printings of the game and as much as the first edition and everything in between. And those that got it graded and got a high grade on that is going to be looking at an investment in the future. But Gen Con in Indianapolis, roughly about a week and a half or 2 weeks prior to the release date of the game, was everybody's first opportunity to purchase Lorcana because Ravensburger and Lorcana had a booth at Gen Con where they were actually selling all the product, and that's also where they officially labeled all the prices for everything. So I'm gonna grab a couple things because I have most of the product around me. Yeah, I think I have most of the stuff. I'm missing one thing. So, essentially, the main products in terms of getting the cards outside of just the individual packs, you were able to get the 24-pack booster box, which MSRP is around $144. It's like 143 and some change, or 144 and some change. You can pretty much call it $145 to make things a little bit more simplistic. Then, of course, you had the Lumineers Trove, which was this guy, which came with a box inside of it, which I also have behind me. You can't see it on camera; it's kind of off. I'm gonna actually grab it real quick. Fell off the chair. But essentially, it's this. So just cardboard box, came with some counters, and it basically gives you real estate for your cards, so you're able to store your cards inside of it, which retail for $49.99. So you got that in 8 packs. And then last but not least, outside of the sleeves and the play mats, you had the gift set, which is $29.99, so $30, which gives you 2 giant cards, 2 promo cards, which are in the first set. So they're really, I wouldn't even really call them promo cards so much, just 2 free super rares that you, one rare, one super rare that you can get, along with an oversized version of the card, along with 4 booster packs and some more counters as well for $29.99. So we were able to see what all the MSRP pricing was during that period of time. They posted on the Twitter page, and then of course those that went to the event and stand in that long line and camped overnight, and unfortunately didn't even get to spend the night in the hotel room that they probably bought, were able to possibly get the game, and try it out and purchase product. And then, of course, from that moment forward is when, of course, the early adopters started going in and putting things on eBay and online for double and triple the pricing. And, of course, evaluating certain cards at whatever they deemed the market value was at that time for people that wanted to have the game before the launch, and also have FOMO, unfortunately. But I digress. That's really what this whole thing started. But let's continue back to the article really quickly. So, basically, they came at this. It says, as a result, customers, many who were brand new to TCGs, just like Miller, suggest are venturing into their LGS to check out the new game and discovering unexpected and obscene prices. The exclusive window is meant to give people in their local stores so that they can build communities around Lorcana, but some are left feeling taken advantage of or priced out by their LGS. Instead of using this unique opportunity to grow their customer base, many stores only seem to care about the short-term profits that they can make during the brief window of exclusivity. Now, to throw LGS some rope, for those that don't know how local game stores really make money, they don't make a lot of money from selling the trading card game at all. Like their profits, they are making a profit for what they sell, but they're not making an exorbitant amount of profit to the point where it's like, oh, this is super profitable for the business. So just to give them a little bit of rope, it's not like they're making millions and millions of dollars of selling product. And especially with a lot of TCGs, they give them special rules and regulations in terms of how they can order product to sell and a bunch of other things. And they may limit their distribution based upon if they don't purchase enough and a bunch of other things. So there's a lot of factors that go into local game stores. So I don't want to, although part of them are to blame for a lot of the issues and the negativity around the game, I don't want to give them all this whole credit because there's blame to go all the way around, but also it is a pretty shitty thing to do on the side. So essentially, as we keep going down outside of Target and Walmart and all the other stuff that they can move product more frequently, it says local game stores aren't just charging a premium for Lorcana right now, they're actively price gouging. I asked Lorcana fans on Twitter and Discourse to share examples of what their LGS is charging for product, and received dozens of examples of stores charging 2 to 3 times the MSRP all over the country. A store in Arizona sold booster packs for $15, where the MSRP for a single booster pack is $6. Starter decks were for $40 when the MSRP is $17. And then one California store sold the Treasure Trove, which was the box I showed you with for you guys, the cardboard box with 8 packs. It's charging people $140, which is a $49.99 MSRP. That's almost 3 times of what it costs. And then, of course, booster boxes have been ranging anywhere between $250 all the way up to $350 for MSRP of exactly $143.76. And then people are charging double for the gift set. So this is price gouging at its finest. This is highway robbery on that side. And it's not right for consumers as well as people that are new to TCGs. And this isn't uncommon for TCGs. A lot of TCGs, especially for more common things, I see it more in Magic than I see it for anything else. There's always a a severity on market pricing early on, especially for those that are trying to get the game early and get things before they're supposed to. That's just a natural way of things. But at the same time, it really is just dependent on the set and the rarity of it. The last time I think I saw something like this, I believe there was two sets. There was a Magic set. I think it was the Phyrexia set for Magic, and I think maybe also the Lord of the Rings set. Even though the Lord of the Rings set is a little bit more justified outside of Wizard of the Waverly Coast, just pricing people out of product anyway and just charging people what they want to charge. In their defense for the Lord of the Rings set, those cards were serial numbered and rare, and everybody was chasing after the One Ring card, which Post Malone purchased, I believe, for like $3 million. He paid a stupid amount of money, but it was a one of one. So of course, a lot of people were chasing after that card, and I think somebody was paid close to $1 million just to find it. So that was a whole different situation where a lot of those cards and rarities were one of ones, or very few of them were made, and they were one of a kinds to the point where in the future, as long as the card's in great condition and even it has a decent grade and everything, will be worth thousands, if not more, in the future for a collector down the road. So that was a little bit more justified. But Phyrexia had the same issue where the Phyrexia box set people were charging or asking $350 or $400 for that box, if my mind serves me correctly. And this was months ago, so don't credit me on the exact pricing of it. For a booster box that was probably worth 120 bucks. Um, Everything in it really wasn't super uncommon. It did come with those promo cards and the ink style cards and with the Phyrexian language on them. But in terms, it was cheaper to buy the cards in singles than it was to buy the booster box. And because a lot of people bought out the booster boxes on the pre-orders in the stores and prevented stores from properly selling it to individuals, basically allowed them to jurisdict the pricing of everything. But I digress. So you have stores that are basically making, and to be fair to another section, somebody I think in one of the groups I follow, they had dropped the market or the price that the stores paid for the product. So I believe they the store would buy the booster boxes for around 80 to 85 bucks. So essentially, and then they will sell it for 144, or they're suggested to sell it at $144. So realistically speaking, they're making $60 in profit for selling the booster box. Even if they sell the packs individually, they're still making a little bit more money than the 144, but ultimately they're still making a profit at the end of the day. Is that a huge profit? No. Is that one of those things where it's like, oh, we're going to be millionaires selling it? No. But also, charging that much more higher to anybody that's new to the game or to people that are looking for it, that are just dealing with a constraint in inventory just for a couple of weeks, is really shitty, and it also prevents a lot of things. Now, a lot of them have been defending it and saying, well, we know scalpers are going to come in and purchase the product up and try to sell it at market pricing, since the eBay was already doing that at that point in time. And to my argument, I want to digress. There's ways around that. Like, I get that you're going to have scalpers that are going to try to come in and purchase the product up because it's in demand. There's not a lot of inventory. And so it allows people the opportunity to try to purchase it at a cheap price, flip it for a higher price. And to that, I would say all you have to do in that situation is limit the amount of product a person can purchase to one per SKU. Um, that's basically what my LGS did. They basically said, hey, whatever we have available, you can pre-order it, as well as when you came and purchased that day. If you pre-ordered something, you could not buy another one if they had an extra one in stock that same day. It was limited to one item of each SKU per person to ensure that as many people could come and purchase the game as possible. Fortunately, my LGS decided to sell it MSRP because my LGS likes to build communities. They'll have a lot of different game nights. I go there to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I go in just to walk around the store and see what's going on. I never got into Warhammer, but they're still trying to get me into Warhammer. That may or may not happen due to my schedule, but regardless, they care more about the community and treating their customers fairly. And in my personal opinion, that's really just business. If I can purchase a product, or if you tell me that a product is supposed to cost $144, and then I go into a store and you want to charge me $250, which, by the way, my other LGS was charging $300 for the booster boxes, and they were charging $50 for the starter deck. Guys, for a starter deck for any TCG game, you should not be spending no more than $20. I'm sorry, like $20 is a reasonable price to get into the game, considering the fact that that $20 is getting you a pre-assembled deck and a booster pack included in the box, along with the tokens included. So you're already getting a $7. If you take away the booster box, the booster pack inside of the box, you're pretty much paying about $12 to $13 for the deck. That's pretty standard and pretty reasonable and understandable. You should not be paying $40, $50 for a starter deck. That is completely unacceptable, and you should not do it. I don't recommend doing it. Now, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do with your money. If you have FOMO and you have the itch and you just have a hole in your pocket that you're trying to burn out, be my guest, do you. That's on the price like that's your prerogative. But for a person like me or any other normal consumer, if you tell me that something costs $144, and then I go to the store that is a licensed retailer of that product, and you want to charge me $250 for that product, I'm turning around and leaving. I'm not giving you my business because you are telling me to my face, I don't care about the scarcity or anything like that, because this is not a commodity. This is not a necessity. This is a game. This isn't food. This isn't water. This isn't gas. This isn't going to pay your bills. This is a game. This is entertainment for something that is going to be available more in the future, because this set isn't going away. The first set is going to be around for at least another year or so, considering the fact that they're going to be doing quarterly releases. And if any trading card game, whatever new cards are coming in the new set, you're going to need some of the old cards from the older set to balance those decks out as it, meta builds and everything else in between. So you will be able to get chapter one stuff for a while. It's not a limited run product. It's not something that's going to be going away anytime soon. It is a product that you will be able to get at some point in time. You may have to wait a little while, at most, and we don't really fully know what the inventory level is going to be like at the big box stores. I know Walmart is starting to sell them now because it's been popping up on shelves in certain states. Also, newsflash for those that are talking about, hey, it's supposed to come out on the first, and Walmart is selling it early. Walmart and Target, I can't speak on Best Buy, even though I used to work for Best Buy, but Walmart and Target, their trading card game section, the little walls that they have and sections that they have in the store that sells trading card games, is not managed by Walmart or Target. They have a third party representative that comes in, sometimes with product, or sometimes the product is in the boxes in the back with the employees. They come in, they organize the shelves, they plan it out how it's supposed to be planned out for product to be in certain sections, and they put the product out on that side. So if the vendor comes in and drops the product off early, that's pretty much it. Walmart and Target does not have any do not physically control those walls. The best that they might do is, if it is truly street dated, those SKUs will be locked from being purchased up until that day. So that will usually happen at that point in time. Otherwise, um, you won't see it. You won't see anything happen on that side. Now, in terms of inventory, we won't know that until the very first. So far, the way it's been looking right now is that a lot of people that pre-order from Best Buy, they're getting their orders pushed back a week, because I guess they didn't get the fulfillment that they needed to fulfill all the pre-orders on time, or of course they oversold pre-orders and now they have to wait for another shipment, which they'll get another shipment. At least the orders didn't get canceled and things are only being pushed back for a week. But at the same time, they kind of did just drop pre-orders, and um, they do limit how much you can buy for a lot of certain collectible things, especially with trading card games. So I'm pretty positive they didn't just get eaten up, but I can't speak on bots and everything in between because people like to scalp that stuff. But regardless, we don't know how the inventory level is going to look in the big box stores yet, because of course the couple of Walmarts that are popping up with inventory and people are finding it, they're purchasing it up right away. And then we won't know how things are going for a little while to see how often they replenish the product, as well as a lot of LGSs still haven't technically gotten their second wave of product in either. So it makes it very difficult for people to hop into the game, which is also driving up the prices and inflating it on things. But on the side note is the LGSs, although I understand that they would want to make money and they want to make a profit, selling this product at a significantly higher price now just for the sake of making money is going to be a quick way to turn away customers. You're not going to build loyalty, and for those that are going to be honestly ready to wait, they will find it cheaper somewhere else and they will give them that business. Is it really worth steering away a customer that you can make for a lifetime in an environment that you want to have loyal customers to come in and purchase product just for a short term investment? Personally, I think that that plays a bigger factor, because if you do build a community in your store, you're going to constantly have people coming in, coming back, bringing people to the store, and thus keeping a cash flow going on in that particular store. Now, although it is bad that the LGSs are price gouging people for the game, what's worse is the people that are purchasing it. We're just as much to blame as the LGSs, because ultimately, if the LGSs raise the prices and nobody purchases them, what's the first thing that they're going to do? They're going to lower the prices, because they're going to need to try to get that stuff off the shelves. They're going to want to try to get that inventory sold, because the longer they hold on to it, that's money that they're not gaining, and that's money that they're losing. It works for pretty much any product that's not in demand. Um, basic supply and demand issues, but unfortunately, it's it's not seen or talked about over like on too much. It really isn't. Same thing happened with the PlayStation 5s. Same thing happened with the Xbox. The same thing happened with the graphics cards during the crypto boom. If people simply waited instead of paying, because for example, the PlayStations. I think the peak PlayStation was sold for around $1,000 or $1,200 for a while, and then it kind of settled around $800 until the inventory fixed itself. And that was a bigger culprit because a lot of people were using bots to purchase and mass purchase inventory drops from all the retailers to get consoles in the first place. But granted, if people weren't paying that severe market price that was made because of just artificial demand, because that really wasn't much of a supply and demand issue. That was, you have a group of people on the internet using a tool to purchase up all the inventory, taking it from other people that would have naturally bought it for themselves or for Christmas gifts, and they turned it around to make money off of it. That's your hustle. Hey, do your thing, but at the same time, um, it's a pretty shitty thing to do in that side. But granted, if people weren't purchasing those systems for that inflated price, people wouldn't have been consistently buying them, selling them, and making the money on the side. We as consumers have to also talk with our wallets, and if you don't want to pay that price, simply don't. Wait for it to go back to its regular pricing, or find another retailer that is going to sell it at that regular price. There have been many stories that I've seen where somebody went to go pre-order product, or they put in a deposit to pre-order product. When it came time for them to lock in that order, turned out they wanted to charge $300 for the booster box. That person said no. He canceled his order. The store literally told him, good luck finding it somewhere else. He found it somewhere else that was selling it at MSRP. Thus, now he's no longer going to that store, and he's going to a new store location because of the fact that one store was willing to supply the product that he was looking for at a fair and reasonable price and not price gouge him out of it. So that is going to be essentially the consensus of it. And to be honest with you all on that side, I said previously, the starter deck should not be no more than $20. I'm sorry. Like, at the end of the day, it's not worth more than $20, especially when it's going to become more readily available as time passes. And none of those cards in that set are even comes close to the pricing of that whatsoever. The gift box. This thing right here, I'm going to bounce it around under my camera. This guy, the gift set, has 4 packs in it and 2 promo cards. You can pretty much sit there and say four times 6, it's $24 on that side for the booster packs by itself. You should not be paying more than that on that side just to have the game early, and just because you want to make money earlier. It's the best thing that we can do as consumers is basically respond with our wallets. I get that it's a new game, and I get that a lot of people want to join into it, but at the same time, as time passes, if you purchase it for that higher price, and on top of that, a lot of the saltiness of people not getting the enchanted rares or getting decent cards out of their pulls, or getting the misprint packs where they were supposed to get 2 rares or higher in each pack, and they found out they were getting no rares and everything, you're simply wasting money. You're literally like throwing your money away for something that you were hoping to get that you wouldn't get. And on a sidebar, I'm just going to go ahead and switch over to TCG Player really quickly. 1 second. To go look at the market pricing as it is right now. So we're going to go to TCG Player real quick. Go to Disney Lorcana. I'm just going to hit Shop All. And then where's my filter for sealed product? As an example, 12 sealed product. So here we go. Current market pricing around it, the Trove is going for $138.44. This is a cardboard storage box with 8 packs in it. Do you really believe that each pack in this box is about $10 a pack? No. It is not worth the price of that for a cardboard box to store your cards in. With a lot of people in TCGs have storage containers or deck boxes that are much higher quality and better than this, because this is simply a cardboard box with 8 packs inside of it for $138.44. To credit, this seems to be the more limited product in my personal opinion. I haven't seen it be available anywhere else outside of the LGSs at launch. That's something that time will tell. But even with it being limited, there's nothing special about this box that you're getting that you can't get later on, because you can purchase 8 booster packs for cheaper than the box itself. It's just that plain and simple. Each of the booster packs are going for around $13 to $14 a pack when they're $6. So you're looking at double the price for the booster packs. The starter deck, depending on which one you get, because of course one of them is close to MSRP. It's the Emerald and Ruby deck. That one's market price is around $26. That's also because it's the worst of the three decks, but it's supposed to be $17. The purple amber deck is going for $40. Once again, double the price. And then of course the blue steel deck is going for 32, so that's double the pricing for that. And then the gift set is going for $60. And then of course the booster boxes, market price right now is around $313 for a booster box, and a case is around 1330. A case which consists of four booster boxes should not be more than $500, point blank. Even if you take $144 times four, comes out to around, what is it? I know my math is really bad. I'm on the spot. I'm over here putting in a calculator as we speak. 144 times four is $576. So it's about six, with tax and everything, is about $600. But generally, when you purchase a case from a lot of places, they generally do give you a discount, because sometimes it is generally cheaper to purchase a case than it is to buy the box individually. I can speak on that from Yu-Gi-Oh's perspective. Yu-Gi-Oh, the standard booster box is $80. A case gives you 12 boxes. So if you take 80 times 12, that should be over close to $1,000. A just stereotypical case generally is around $700 to $800, no matter what the set is. So, you generally get a slight discount because you're purchasing it in mass and in that huge of a bulk. So you generally get cut a deal out on that side. So realistically speaking, I think the last time I looked at it into a store that was selling at MSRP was charging about $500 for a case. That's $1,300 compared to $500. So I implore you guys, do your research. Please wait. I understand that a lot of you guys want to play the game. I've been playing the game through Pixelborn. My deck isn't even finished yet. My only goal was to collect every single card in the set. I have a binder to try to collect everything in holographic. So personally, I think I'm only 6 cards away from owning all 204 cards in the set, at least one copy of each. But I want to enjoy the game. I want this game to grow. I'm hoping to see Nightmare Before Christmas show up in the next set, and a bunch of other Disney IPs I'm also waiting and hoping to see. But at the same time, personally, myself, and I implore others to not spend severely more than MSRP. A couple dollars over MSRP, not that big of a deal. I think Walmart was charging exactly $20 for the starter deck as opposed to 16. Fine. A couple dollars over MSRP is not bad. If your store is charging you $150 for a booster box as opposed to 144, you're going to spend 150 anyway by the time they factored in taxes and everything in between. Don't cry over a couple dollars. And if you don't want to spend extra couple dollars for that, you probably shouldn't be spending $144 in a booster box to begin with. So a couple bucks over MSRP, not a big deal, but double and triple the price is absurd. And these stores really should feel ashamed of themselves for taking greed over anything else, because we've seen time and time again with many other products that aren't important, they're making a profit by basically catching the people that just don't want to wait and have FOMO out of something that'll be readily available later in the future. Also, my other biggest fear, which I can use as an example, NVIDIA with the graphics cards. The 3000 series graphics cards, or 3080 when it came out, was a $700 graphics card. When the 4080 came out, it is a $1,200 graphics card. Why? Now, of course, inflation and with the things that have occurred over with COVID and everything in between, caused a lot of materials to cost more money and everything. But what was the biggest culprit for the price hike, which is also kind of hurting them in the side? People were scalping the cards and selling them for $1,500 plus. The last thing that we want as a community, or you want for yourself, is the fact for Ravensburger, which I believe Ravensburger is a pretty reputable and good gaming company. I don't think that they would personally do this, but a business's objective is to maximize profits and to sell product. So I'm like, they to me, they are a reputable game company, but at the same time, they can fall for the same corporate greed like a lot of other companies do. But all it takes is for them to go, we see that a lot of people are buying booster boxes on eBay for $350. We're selling them for our MSRP is $144. Let's change that. Let's up the price to $300. So that when the next set comes out and they charge $300 for it, you have really screwed everybody out of being able to obtain this product and forcing yourself to pay more money for something that you shouldn't be paying for. That's worse. So the last thing you need to do is give the companies the idea that you will pay more than what they want to sell the product for, just for the sake of having it. And others are doing it more or less because they want to flip the product and make their money on the side. So a lot of people are going, "Oh, I purchased it at MSRP. I'm going to sell it on the secondhand site for $250." and with the integrity of the booster boxes being easily able to open up for people to slide packs out of, just opening up for more scams as well. So, which is another good reason to not purchase this product secondhand unless you're buying the sleeve booster packs or the trove or the box set. Buying a booster box from a secondhand or from a third party that's not an official store is a bad idea because you're begging to be scammed in that situation because of how the boxes are put together and people can easily crack them open without damaging the box. So that is my advice to all of you guys. Thanks for listening to my rant. I know I kind of hopped all over the place, but it's it's a sad state for the game that's brand new, that is driving a lot of attention, and that a lot of Disney people love, and a lot of people that are coming from Magic the Gathering or that are new to this TCG for kids and adults. You want to be able to get product in the hand of people that want to play the game and build that community. And you're not going to build that community by basically pricing people out of the game and looking them in the eye and telling them with the information that was given by Ravensburger that I'm robbing you and there's not a reason for me to rob you. They're basically looking you in the eye and saying, yeah, MSRP is $144 and Ravensburger is charging $144. I'm charging you $300 and you're going to pay $300. That is a place that doesn't deserve your business. And that is a place that is looking you dead in the face as a consumer and says, yeah, we don't care. We want to maximize our profits and we're going to do what we want to do. So let them go out of business. Let them hurt and let them ruin their reputation and let them basically damage their community over greed. Let them do it. Simple as that. Because as inventory becomes more available, Best Buy, if you can purchase on bestbuy.com, selling booster boxes for $144. Last I looked, even if you are a frequent Best Buy shopper and have Total Tech or whatever that membership thing is that they have, it was a 10% discount. It dropped down to $122. So thus, if you simply wait, you can honestly get product for less money. Target and Walmart, they're going to charge around MSRP, if not a couple dollars more from that. And those are more readily available than a lot of LGSs. So there are other options for you to purchase the product at a reasonable price and be able to get the game and then thus cause other problems down the road. Also, one last thing. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the first and hoping a lot of products can be available. I'm hoping that there's product available for you guys as well as myself. Because like I said, there's still cards I need to get. There's still booster boxes, not really booster boxes, but the starter decks I still don't have. So I would like to get those for my personal collection and for me to use. But also, don't think Walmart and Target and maybe even Best Buy are going to have booster boxes in store for you to purchase. I know Best Buy has the booster boxes on its website. You should be able to order from the website when the coming soon icon goes away and have it shipped to you or have in-store pickup. But Target and Walmart will not be selling the booster boxes. They will not do it. At most, if you want it, they might sell it on their website for you to order it and have it shipped, but you're not going to be able to walk into the store and say, I want a booster box for the $144 and get it at that price. The best chance you're going to be able to get is if they have a brand new one that doesn't have any packs removed from it and is buying all 24 packs individually, which I believe costs astronomically more. Let me double check that in price. Oh no, the $6 price tag times 24 is $144 even. So it costs the same to pretty much just buy the packs individually. So in that sense, kind of, sort of, but you won't be able to buy a sealed booster box in that situation. So you're going to be playing the game of, does this box have all 24 packs in it? Can I buy all of them in that situation? And also, stores like to put limits on products. I know Best Buy does a 4-pack per limit. At least it did with Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's really not that super popular as well as super in demand, but they still put limits on their product as well. So thanks for listening to my rant. For those that are sticking around, I hope you guys, for those that are getting into Lorcana or have be able to get Lorcana product, are enjoying the game. I can't wait to see how this game proceeds in the future, as well as I'll probably be uploading some gameplay from Pixelborn that I've been playing online in the near future, as well as playing some things with Mr. Zombie Friction and a couple other members of the team. But I would just say be smart. You speak with your wallet. If you aren't comfortable with buying it for that price, simply don't. Product will be available. You may have to wait a little bit longer. I understand. I get it. But at the same time, these prices will come down. You will be able to find product in the future. And then, of course, we're going to be doing this all over again for set 2. But then set 1 will be more readily available. Just be smart. Do what you're supposed to do as a consumer. And don't allow these businesses and companies to rob you blind. Simply don't do it. If if Apple's going to charge you $1,000 for the phone, and then you go somewhere else and they're going to say, I want to charge you $1,500, you're going to go to Apple. Simple as that. You're just going to go to Apple's website, purchase that phone for the $1,000, and because you're just like, yep, I'm not going to this location that's going to sell me for $1,500 for no reason whatsoever for an item that you do not need. You don't need this to survive. This is purely entertainment. This isn't a necessity, and thus isn't warrant for you to basically go crazy and waste your money over. Be smart. Do your diligence. Do your research and make smart decisions. Because the sooner that you don't accept these high prices, the sooner the prices will come down. Just that simple. If a store can't sell the product and they need to move it and get it off the shelves, it will go on sale and they'll reduce the prices. Don't allow your stores to rob you blind. King Zeph here. No time to explain. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. You can bombard this video with dislikes because I've already seen a lot of people that are defending the price gouging and defending these stores for charging whatever they want to charge. But if you agree with me, say speak your piece. Give me some of your stories and your personal experiences from all of this, or even other TCGs. But whether you agree with me or disagree with me, just let it be known in the comment section, or if your likes and your dislikes. But anyway, King Zeph here. No time to explain. Till next time, I'm out.